All right, what's up, everybody? Look, let's go over Bitcoin really quickly because I think its price is going to make a rather important move soon here, and I think you need to be ready for it. So looking at Bitcoin, what we can see is that it is at a crucial level of support. Now, we are still holding this short trade that I talked about a couple of videos ago. This thing is currently up a solid little, about 9% on 4x leverage, does put me at a gain of roughly 36%. So I am pretty happy with this one, but at the end of the day, we are now currently sitting at a key level of support, and I may actually be planning on closing down this short trade, taking some profits and getting ready for my next move, but I'll update you if I do decide that. But nonetheless, of course, like I mentioned before, we're sitting at a crucial level of support, currently around $40,500, and I think that a decision for Bitcoin is about to be made. Now, this decision is whether or not we are about to enter into a midterm pullback to the downside for Bitcoin, which looks like its price going below $40,000, or if we're going to continue in this sideways consolidation movement. What you can see is that this level at 40.5K has been the level that's held the price up ever since the beginning of December, realistically. And considering the fact that we are starting to see this RSI crashing through that 50% threshold with a failed backtest here, the fact that we are seeing this MACD open up towards the downside, seemingly just about to break into this bearish territory, considering with all of these things considered, it does seem as if now could be the time in which Bitcoin does lose this 40.5K level for the first time in comparison to what we saw back here. And so clearly because of that, I am now getting ready. Now, yes, there could be a chance, there could be a chance that Bitcoin's price does recover to the upside, but even if it does so, it needs to clear $45,000 before I can become bullishly optimistic in the short to midterm. And so I'm not even really going to talk too much about this today. If this starts to happen, I'll talk about that in the next video. But what I want to talk more of if this key level of support is lost, because that does seem to be the more likely scenario here. You know, from a structural perspective, we had an ascending level of support. We lost that support. We back tested it, turned the support into resistance. SR flip usually leads to a continuation down to the downside. So when you mix the structural formations with the technical formations, the fact that we did get an increase in volume as we did break to the downside of this formation, all of these things tell me it is rather likely for Bitcoin's price to pull through this $40,500 level and maybe even head towards $38,000. Now, clearly, if that does happen, that would be a decent little move of about 6%. You guys know 3 or 4x leverage puts that around 18 to 24%, and I think that's a pretty solid gain. Now, I do all of my trading over on Margex. As you can see, again, I have my own short trade open over on Margex right now. They're the best trading exchange in the world, in my opinion. You don't need to KYC, meaning you don't need to hand over your information. You don't need to use a VPN. You can just start depositing and just start trading on leverage if you'd like, exactly how it should be. And I do have a promo code down below and you'll get a really good deposit bonus. It's something that I think you should at least check out. Could be a couple $100 for you. And so with that in mind, like I said, I wanted you to be paying the most of amount of attention to what happens here at $40,500. If this key level is lost, again, a 6% move for Bitcoin to the downside towards $38,000 does seem rather likely to come retest this liquidity zone. You guys know that we took the liquidity from what happened back here. All of this liquidity when we were holding support, all of this liquidity when we were melting down in that bull market summer back there, and then we used it to melt up during this current bull market. And because of that, that means there's a ton of liquidity in between $33,000 and $38,000. So I'm not going to bet that Bitcoin's price is just going to go through this level, and that's the reason why this is where I personally would close down the trade. I wouldn't be chasing any big gains. I would just be looking for a quick little move, 6 to 7% to the downside on decent leverage is a nice gainer, and go ahead and realistically just call that thing a day. Because like I said, structurally, not looking the best. RSI not looking the best, MACD not looking the best, overall liquidity not looking the best, volume not looking the best. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Watch $40,500 because that's going to be the decision-making level, and I'll update you as this goes on if I do open a trade or if something different happens. So with that said, I hope you do enjoy these quick Bitcoin updates, and I will see you all soon. Peace out, everybody.